And good evening, race fans, and we are live from the Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. We are here tonight for round 8 of the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series Super Late models coming at you as they get ready to go. Here tonight tonight's action is being brought to us by TGP Enterprises, municipal snow plowing, streets and parking lots, and lot sweeping, catch basin cleaning as well. Out of Concord, Maine, it is TGP Enterprises night here at the Stafford Springs Speedway as we get ready to go with some great racing action coming at you. Heat race number 1 getting lined up, and this is what it will look like here for the TGP racing night. It is Bryson Parrott in car number 949 starting on the front row here. Starting on the outside of him will be Jacob Heathcote. Starting third in the car number 08, that is Alan Grass. Grass in car 08. Shane Lake in car 09 will start fourth. Sean Kimball is our director of traffic and control. He will not start fifth. Chris Fortier will start in the 6th spot in car number 23. Evan Roy in car number 13 will move up into that 5th starting spot, with now sliding the 92 of Kyle Mooney into 6th. 7th starting spot, Aiden Murray in car number 948 will start 8th. Kyle Mooney in Mario Ercolini in car number 41, shotgun on the field here tonight, and that is our 9-car heat race number 1. We'll have 3 heat races coming at you as we take a look at the Ford Mustang pace car. Here, as we look back at the starting field, they'll get the 1 to go sign this time by off of turn number 4. Great night of racing here. As let's take a look at the race information. It is a half-mile racetrack. Track temperature currently 101 degrees, so there'll be slippery out there for sure. Last week was Bruce Coulter Carpentry 125, and it was Matthew Burgoyne picking up the win over Jason Ricker and Garrett Lamb. We'll take a look at the point standings a little bit later on, but heat race number 1 getting ready to go here at Stafford. Pace car down in the way. They come down the front stretch. Heat 1 on the loud pedal, and we are underway. 1 car going to get turned sideways. That's the 941 of Pratt. He was your pole sitter. He'll get turned sideways as the field races down the backstretch. In the turn number 3, it'll be Heathcote jumping out to your early race lead over the number 09 of Sean Lake. Shane Lake in the 09. Run second, good battle here as Evan Roy up to the inside. He'll get by Grass. That opens the door for the 92 of Mooney. Lake got sideways off turn number 4. He'll get it pointed in the right direction as Ercolini in the 41 trying to work by the Chris Fortier number 23. Top 4 cars will advance into the main event. This is the battle here as the 08 of Grass holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot. The 72, it's the 948 in scoring. That is Murray. Murray going to sneak by, and he'll get by. That's Aiden Murray in car number 948. Chris Fortier going to move to the inside now as the Alan Grass battles back on the outside. We should see some 2x2 racing here tonight at the Stafford Motorsports Park. Ercolini in the number 41 works down to the inside. He'll make contact with the 08 of Grass. Grass is going to go for the spin cycle. All this happening behind the 32 of Heathcote with just 8 laps to go. Off of turn number 4, yellow flag coming out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Here on heat race number 1 as Alan Grass gets put back into the pointed in the right direction. That's going to save the 949 of Bryson Parrott. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 08 of Alan Grass. See him working off turn number, gets a little bit loose there, and here comes Ercolini Just contacting up the racetrack, and yellow flag come out. So that will slow us down for the first time here tonight. Heathcote is your race leader. Sitting second is the 13 of Evan Roy. The Richard Moody and Sons sponsored entry. 92 of Kyle Mooney runs in your number 3 spot. Then it is Aiden Murray in car number 948. 72 out on the racetrack. In scoring purposes, though, it is the 948. One spot out of a transfer spot. That's Chris Fortier in car number 23. Then it's Mario Earl Coloni in car number 41. Shane Lake runs 7th. 8th is Bryson Parrott. And Alan Grass rounding out your field. That is how they look as we go high above the racetrack, being brought to us tonight by TGP Enterprises. We'll have 3 heat races, 12 laps in distance. Top 4 will automatically go to the main event. Then we'll have a 15-lap LCQ. I do believe everybody should make the field here tonight, but we will wait for Sean Kimball, the man up in traffic control, to confirm that for us. So the field paces behind our Ford Mustang pace car. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by. We should get the white flag displayed to the field this time. We should go back green flag race and next time by. Lights do go out, so we will get an attempt here with 3 laps to go. Heathcote up on the front of this one. Can he hold on to this one all the way to the end of heat race number 1? Evan Roy's going to have to start on the outside. This could get a little tricky here. Pace car down and away. And now Heathcote and Roy up on the front row. Mooney and Murray in row number 2. Who's going to make it to the big dance to the qualifier? Green flag is back out, and Heathcote not easy on the gas down in the turn number 1. He'll clear him. Mooney going to come along with him. That'll put Aiden Murray down to the inside. Roy and Murray battling for the 3rd spot. All this in front of the 23 of Chris Fortier. That is the battle for the transfer spot as the white silk will fly. Heathcote going to see it as they come off turn number 4. Final half mile in heat race number 1. It is Heathcote showing away over Mooney. Murray has taken over that 3rd spot. Now Evan Roy holds on to 4th. Off of turn number 4 they come. Will Mooney be able to make a move? He can't. It'll be Heathcote picking up the heat race win. Mooney will finish 2nd. Murray will cross the line in 3rd. 4th spot will go to Evan Roy, and that's the final transfer spot here in heat race number 1. Excited racing there in heat race number 1. 12 laps is the distance as we get ready to go with our 2nd heat race, and this is what it will look like. Up on the front row, it'll be car number 42. That is Aaron Wrench. Dylan Thing is in car number 98. He will start on the outside of row number 1. Max Cookson in car number 39 will start on the inside of row number 2. Outside of him will be the number 5 of Dominic Curett. Starting on the row number 3 will be car number 9. That's Jason Ricker, the runner-up 1 week ago. Tyler Cox in car number 104 will start in your 6th position. 7 starting spots going to go to the 31 of Scott Tapley. Outside of him will be the 37 of Nathan Barth. And shotgun on the field in the 9th spot will be Ashton Burgess. Ashton Burgess here in car number 34. So the field getting ready to go green flag racing. Here behind the Ford Mustang pace car, it'll be Aaron Wrench up on the front of this one with a Strictly roof in car number 42. Pace car down and away. We are ready to go green flag racing. And we are underway. Down here in Terminal 1, Nathan Barth going to go for an off-road excursion. He'll come up and tag the number 34 of Burgess. We stay green. Meanwhile, Max Cookson already up to your number 2 spot. They come off a turn number 2 down, 4 down the front stretch. One lap into the books. Cookson takes the bid down low. He's looking to take over the heat race lead as they come off turn number 2. He will do so as they come down the backstretch. In the turn number 3 they come. It'll be Wrench in your number 2 spot. He is glued to the back bumper of Cookson as they come down the front stretch. 2 laps already gone that way. 1 mile into the books here in this 12-lap contest in heat race number 2. Cookson showing away now. Let's look at the battle for your 3rd and 4th spot. As now Tyler Cox has worked underneath the Ricker automobile, car number 9. Here comes Dominic Curett in car number 5. He's going to try to take that 4th and final transfer spot from Jason Ricker. Ricker going to slide back to your 5th spot after starting 5th. He was quickly moved his way up. Now finds himself running in the 5th spot. Dylan Thing in car number 980 or 34 on the racetrack. Runs in your 6th spot. Ashton Burgess in car number 34, which is 43 on your standings. Runs in 7th. Scott Tapley and Nathan Barth round out your field. We saw Barth go through the slide for life in turn number 1. Out front, though, Max Cookson showing the way as he heads down to the turn number 3. This time by the cross, flags will fly. 6 laps are in, 6 to go as they come by. Bid for your 2nd spot now as they work off turn number 2 and down the backstretch. It'll be Tyler Cox working to the inside of Wrench. Wrench rolls out of it early. He'll cut back to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to do the crossover. Can't quite make it stick. Off of turn number 4 they come. It'll be 5 laps to go as Barney the flagman gives them the high 5 signal. All this happened at 1.75 seconds behind our race leader, Max Cookson. Dominic Curett has reeled in the 42 of Wrench as he is pulled away from Ricker. A little bit of breathing space for that final transfer spot right now. A reminder, top 4 cars advance into tonight's main event. Max Cookson going to come off of turn number 4, and he'll see 3 laps to go. Keeping the car straight with his Epic Media sponsored number 39. This time by Rabbit Ears will be up. 2 laps to go for Max Cookson. Ashton Burgess starting to reel in the backside of the 9 of Ricker. Ricker is now caught up to Dominic Curett. And we look back at Ricker as they race down the backstretch. This time by they'll get the white flag. Can Ricker mount a charge? Off of turn number 4, the final lap will come through is now Max Cookson. Through turns 1 and 2, he'll be clear down the backstretch, keeping it straight. That's all he needs to do. Currett starting to feel the pressure now as Ricker is there. White checkered flag is up, though. The 39 of Max Cookson will pick up the heat race win. Tyler Cox will cross the line in 2nd. The battle for your 4th and final transfer spot, that'll go to Dominic Curett. Everybody else will have to go to the last chance showdown coming up here momentarily. So let's take a look at how this last heat race results finished. As it will. Well, I can tell you right now, Max Cookson picked up the win. as it will not do what we need it to do here. But let's take a look at the starting grid here for heat race number 3, our third and final heat race of the evening. Coming at you, it'll be Nicholas Wilson in car number 53. Starting up on the front row, outside of him will be Gleason Smith in car number 8. Starting on the inside of row number 2, that is Kevin Hartley in car number 80. To his outside will be the number 112, that is Corey Bubar. Garrett Lamb coming, it will roll off 5th. 6th starting spot will be Corey Cobb in car number 24. Matthew Burgoyne, our current points leader, will roll off in the 7th position here with Devin Landry to his outside in car number 12. Dan DeSanto shotgun on the field in car number 68, and you might be asking yourself out there, well, how do these guys get lined up for the heat races? Well, I can tell you that they get lined up by a random draw when they pull into the racetrack here tonight. They had the draw out of the hat, and that's how they got lined up here. Virtue of the random draw. Lights are out on the pace car. The field rolling through turns 1 and 2. It'll be Nicholas Wilson and Gleason Smith up on the front row. Kevin Hartley and Corey Bubar in row number 2. Garrett Lamb, Corey Cobb, Devin Landry, Matthew Burgoyne, and Dan DeSanto, your 9-car field. As the field rolls through turns 3 and 4. Heat race number 3 coming at you. Green flag is waving, and a little bit of contact down at turn number 1. Somehow they save it. It'll be the 53. Of Nicholas Wilson showing the way. It'll be Garrett Lamb moved up to the number 2 spot. How about the hard charger of Matthew Burgoyne choosing this heat race up to the number 3 spot. Now Wilson into the outside wall. That allows Garrett Lamb to get by. Here comes the number 3 of Burgoyne. Burgoyne with the 5-star bodies. Number 3 will work to the inside. He'll take away your number 2 spot. Nicholas Wilson falls back to 3rd. Kevin Hartley runs into your 4th spot. Devin Landry runs 5th, 1 spot out of a transfer spot. Dan DeSanto has moved up into your 6th spot with Corey Bubar close in tow, along with Ada Gleason and Corey Cobb rounding out your field. Up at the front of this one, it is Garrett Lamb showing the way as they work down the backstretch. Garrett Lamb showing the way. It was 8 laps to go. Burgoyne runs in your number 2 spot. That's the closest battle on the racetrack as we look at the back on the TGP Enterprises onboard camera. But the number 38 of Garrett Lamb. The Night Owl Creation Shamrock Farm sponsored number 38 leading this way in heat race number 3, our third and final one of the evening. 3rd spot belongs to Nicholas Wilson here in car number 53. Devin Landry has gotten around the number 80 of Hartley. So Hartley now relegated back into your 4th spot. Meanwhile, up front, Garrett Lamb starting to feel the pressure now, trying to stay in front of the number 3. Up the racetrack, Lamb will go. Here comes the number 3 of Burgoyne. Down off of turn number 2, they come racing at you into turn number 3. And your new race leader will be car number 3 of Matthew Burgoyne. Top 4 cars will advance into tonight's main event strictly right from this one without having to run our last chance qualifier, which will be coming up momentarily. Devin Landry runs in your 4th and final transfer spot. He has a little bit of a gap over our 5th place runner, Corey Bubar. Kevin Hartley slipped back to your 6th spot now with Gleason Smith starting to pressure him for 7th. Dan DeSanto runs in 8th, and Corey Cobb rounds out your field in car number 24. Matthew Burgoyne now works in down here in the turns 1 and 2, and they'll correct down the backstretch. Since picking up the lead, he has opened it up to about a 7/10 of a second lead over the number 38 Garrett Lamb. The 53 of Wilson runs third, and Devin Landry starting to reel him in. With just 2 laps to go, the white flag is out actually. It'll be the final trip around the speedway as Matthew Burgoyne is going to pick up the Heat Race 3 win. So Burgoyne will win Heat Race number 3. Garrett Lamb will finish in your number 2 spot. Wilson and Landry, your 4 cars that will advance straight to the main event. So Heat Race action in the books. Now we will be headed in to our last chance qualifier where all 15 cars will make tonight's show. 26 cars signed in, one being our race director, Sean Kimball. So this is what the lineup will look like here for Heat Race for the last chance qualifier. Starting up on the front row, it'll be car number 23. That's Chris Fortier. Outside of him will be the number 9 of Jason Ricker. Ricker out of Poland, Maine. Starting on the inside of row number 2 will be the 112. That's Corey Bubar. Outside of him will be the big dog, Shane Lake, in car number 09. Ashton Burgess in car number 34 will start in your 5th spot. Outside of him will be the 8 of Gleason Smith. Alan Grass in car number 08 and Dylan Thing in car number 980. Or it'll be the 34 right there on your screen. They will start in your 8th position. Kevin Hartley and Bryson Pat will make up row number 5. Row number 6 is going to go to the 31 of Scott Tapley and the 68 of Dan DeSanto. Rounding out the remainder of your grid will be Mario Earl Coloni and the number 37 of Nathan Barth. Corey Cobb in car number 24, shotgun on the field. He'll be our 15th and final starter here in Last Chance Showdown. 15 laps is the distance as the field paces behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Chris Fortier, Jason Ricker up on the front row. Pace car looking around here as we go on board with the TGP Enterprises onboard camera with our pole sitter Chris Fortier with the Bruce Coulter Carpentry number 23. Jason Ricker runs in your number 2 spot here. 15 laps is the distance. Who is going to pick up the Heat Race win? Pace car down and away. The last chance qualifier. 15 laps is the distance. Ricker on the gas pedal. He'll jump out to your race lead. He'll bring the 09 of Shane Lake as we got contact down here. One car up the racetrack. That looked like to be the number 31 of Scott Tapley. Nathan Barth trying to trim the backside of the 80 of Hartley with the Beach Ridge Barbershop sponsor number 37. Meanwhile, Ricker up on the front of this one, showing the way in car number 9. Chris Fortier has a challenge down to the inside. It'll be the 112 of Corey Bubar. His yellow flag gonna come out here, as it looks like the 112 of Corey Bubar has gone around, possibly to bring out the yellow flag. Nope. Let's see what the yellow flag has come out for. Oh, the 80 of Hartley going around here in turn number 2 is Scott Tapley also involved. Let's take another look back here and see if we can see what happened. Already in action. Looks like maybe just some contact there. So as we come back live now. Jason Ricker is your point on the point right now in the last chance qualifier. Everybody will make the show. So right now they're looking for their starting position here in tonight's 150 lap main event being brought to us by TGP Enterprises. TGP Enterprises is your one-stop shop for municipal plowing, street and parking lot sweeping, and catch basin cleaning. If you are in need of that, check them out. TJP Enterprises in Carmel, Maine. You can give them a call at 848-222-84. 848-222-84. That's TGP Enterprises for all your municipal plowing needs, street and parking lot sweeping, and catch basin cleaning. You got to thank TGP Enterprises. We thank those for stepping up and sponsoring tonight's main event. And remember to do what I always like to do, support those that support us doing the racing thing. Without them, we won't see as many cars on the racetrack here, whether it's on the virtual side or out on the real world side of things, which is getting ready to gear up here. Hard to believe only 2 weeks left of racing here with the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series. We got next week off, and then we will come back to action at the South Boston Speedway on February 24th. And then it is March 6th. It all leads to the granddaddy show of them all, the Oxford 250, which will be held on a Saturday night, March 6th. Put it in your calendar. Or if you're new to the YouTube side of the Turn 3 Racing Network, please hit that subscribe button. That'll let you be notified every time the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series goes racing. Hit the thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate what they are doing for you here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Green flag is up. We're back underway. Jason Ricker going to go in there as Chris Fortier really send it in there. He'll wash up the racetrack. He'll lose the number 2 spot to the number 112 of Bubar. Here comes Gleason Smith in car number 8. Aston Burgess making his way up through the field as well. 3 wide action down the backstretch, and that is not going to lead to bad. Nathan Barth somehow held on to it. We're still racing. Barth never even lifted, I don't think, as he just stayed in the gas. Shane Lake up the racetrack. He'll move the Barth automobile to your 8th spot. Shane Lake back to 9th. Is now the 24 of Cobb starting to make it. Remember, Cobb started back in the 15th starting position. So a wild event there for tonight's race here in the last chance qualifier, is now Bubar starting to close in on the back side of the number 9 of Ricker. The Trent Goodrow Designs Rankuth Motorsports entry is number 9. That is Ricker. He's trying to pick up the last chance qualifier win. He's only got to make it 4 more laps here in this number 1 spot. DeSanto taking the car down pit road. They'll start prepping that automobile for the main event here coming up in just a moment's time. We do have a quick hot lap session. Get up, take a moment, stretch your legs, grab yourself something good to eat down at the concession stands here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. But Ricker showing the way. Gleason Smith now starting to feel the pressure as Aston Burgess trying to get past him to get that inside starting spot for the main event. Chris Fortier rides in 5th. Alan Grass is 6th. 7th spot is Nathan Barth. Come off through the corner here. Then we'll have Bryson Pat, Shane Lake, Corey Cobb, Kevin Hartley, and Dylan Thing rounding out your top 12. Scott Tapley just rolling by the flag stand now. He's been in a couple jingles early on. And Earl Colaney running there in your 14th spot, Dan DeSanto, down on pit road. Final lap, though, down the backstretch. It'll be Bubar. He's trying to make a bid to the inside. He'll throw it in there, almost to the back bumper, Ricker. Ricker gets back on the gas nice and easy. He'll get it pointed in the right direction, and Ricker will pick up the last chance qualifier win. Bubar will finish second. Smith, Burgess, Fortier, your top 5. Corey Cobb crosses the line back here and round out your top 10. So that is how qualifying is in the books here tonight. And that means we will go to our intermission here. The drivers will have a few moments to take and get their cars all set up, ready to go. But you are watching the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Mainely Ductless and Heating and Air will provide great service, whether it's from residential to commercial HVAC. They can sell, install, repair, and maintain any service heaters, furnaces, air conditioners, or water heaters. Mainly Ducting Heating and Air is a design, build, assist plan, specifications, commercial and residential. Whether you need to replace an outdated furnace or air conditioner, repair a malfunctioning unit, or just have questions about general heating and cooling maintenance, they are here to help. Mainly Ductless Heating and Air, 857-526-5443. And tonight's racing action is being brought to us by TGP Enterprises, municipal plowing, street and parking lot sweeping, catch basin cleaning. All you need in one-stop shop here for all your cleaning needs and snow removal. TGP Enterprises, 848-2284. We will be right back here to the Stafford Motor Speedway, but we'll ask you to stand up, remove your hat, as we play tonight's national anthem.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Al Smith, the boss man, bringing you tonight's action. Practice just getting ready to get wound up here as we'll move into tonight's main event. We saw 3 great heat races of action. Now we are getting ready to see our 150 lap main event, which is lining up here as you see Barney waving the checkered flag on practice. The cars and stars will start to populate the racing grid, and this is what it'll look like. Starting up on the front row will be car number 32. He won heat race number 1. That is Jacob Heathcote. Starting to his outside, the number 39, the driver out of that race is at Oxford. That is Max Cookson in the Epic Media sponsored number 39. Matthew Burgoyne will start in the car row number 2 on the inside in position 3, and car number 3 to his outside will be the car number 92. That is Kyle Mooney. Mooney hails from Auburn, Maine. Tyler Cox, the fastest man in happy hour, will get to start in the 5th spot in car number 0104. Garrett Lamb to his outside, the driver in the Livy's Septic Night Owl Creations out of Windham, Maine. That is Garrett Lamb. Starting in the 7th starting spot will be the car number 948 or 72. That is Aiden Murray. Aaron Wrench in car number 42 will roll off in your 8th spot. Slated to the start 9th is the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. Outside of him will be the number 13. That is Evan Roy. Dominic Curett is rolling off in your 11th spot. Outside of him will be the number 12. That is Devin Landry. Starting in the 13th starting spot will be Jason Ricker in car number 9. Outside of him will be the number 112. That is Corey Bubar. Then is Gleason Smith in car number 8 and the 43 of Ashton Burgess. 17th starting spot will be the car number 23, the Bruce Coulter Carpentry Thayer's Automotive number 23. That is Chris Fortier. Outside of him, the Chevy sponsored driver, that is Alan Grass in car number 08. Nathan Barth in car number 37 will start in the 19th starting spot. Bryson Pratt in car number 949 will start 20th. Then it's the big dog, Shane Lake and Corey Cobb making up row 11. Our final starters will be Scott Tapley, Mario Orcoloni, Dan DeSanto, 27 starters. Here we get ready to go. Green flag racing here for the first time here in our feature event, being brought to us by TGP Enterprises. 150 laps of action from Stafford coming at you. Two by two, the field works down the backstretch here as you see Max Cookson has jumped out to your race lead off at turn number 1. They will come, put lap 1 into the books. Heathcote down into your number 2 spot. Burgoyne now, he'll have a battle by the number 92 of Mooney as they work off of turn number 2. He's got the 104 of Cox who will slide by. Up to your 4th spot. Everybody getting settled in, a little bit of side-by-side action back here. With the 112 of Corey Bubar, he'll work underneath the 34 of Burgess. Here comes Chris Fortier. He wants to play, but they'll get settled out single file here in the turn number. Everybody single file up a little bit further here. Garrett Lamb trying to work the outside of the racetrack, but here comes the 5 of Curett. Dominic Curett working to the inside as Garrett Lamb was trying to find a way around the number 72 of Murray. As your top 4 cars have settled in. Quick note to pass along that all these drivers do have an extra set of Hoosier Racing tires in the pits here tonight if they so need it. Keurig still works the bottom racetrack. Contact with him and Lamb. Lamb up the racetrack here. Will call the 42 of Aaron Wrench. Wrench will work underneath him. Jason Ricker making his way up through the field, already up 3 spots from his starting spot back in 13th. He rides in your 10th position. Oh, meanwhile, Max Cookson out in front, 1 second over your current points leader, number 3 of Matthew Burgoyne. We'll take a look at the points before here if we get a moment to. Heathcote, your poles that are back to your 4th spot. He's got the Mooney's bait intact, number 92. Starting to close in on the backside. Yellow flag coming out. Alan Grass has gone around in turn number 3. Our first slowdown of the evening. Let's see. The truck says they got it. Let's take a look back here and see what happened. Oh, running 3 wide, the 949 there. Bryson Parrott got by. Scott Tapley goes down to the inside. Oh, and Tapley locks it up and just gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 08. And yellow flag will come out. Let's take another look here. Let's go on board looking out the back with Alan Grass. See, Scott Tapley would have run down to the inside. Just locks it up and it's around. We'll go, Alan Grass. So we come back live. Everybody's staying out onto the racetrack. 1 car coming down pit road. That's the 42 of Aaron Wrench. Wrench down on pit road. Looks like maybe just pounding out the right front fender. There you see a little bit of wrinkle on that Dodge Charger. He will pull away as they pulls away here as we pace on our yellow flag. Let's take a look at the current point standings coming into tonight's main event. Matthew Burgoyne leads the way coming in over Garrett Lamb. Devin Landry runs 3rd in the standings. Tyler Jalbert and Corey Buba rounding out your top 5. So a 64-point lead so far for Matthew Burgoyne, who is yet to fail to finish outside of the podium this season. The man of consistency picked up the win 1 week ago. Said he got sick of finishing in the number 2 spot. Well, he didn't finish in the number 2 spot at North Wilkesboro. He picked up the win here as headed into Stafford Motor Speedway. Max Cookson jumped out to the race lead using the outside of the speedway. And he has led every lap so far. Get a note here, Burgoyne did have connection issues at the USA Speedway, so he has finished outside of the top 15 once this season. Appreciate the note there, Sean. Sean settled right next door to me here on premises. Pace car down and away as we come off of turn number 4. Green flag will be back out. 1 car going around, that's Gleason. Gleason's going to go around here on the front stretch. Gleason Smith down into the grass. He'll get pointed back in the right direction. Max Cookson shows the way. Here comes Tyler Cox in car number 104. He'll battle with the 3 of Burgoyne down here in the turn number 1. Give the spot to the 104. Now Burgoyne going to try to cross them back up underneath them. Maybe some slight contact that time off turn number 2. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. We're going to using the apron, no out of bounds here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. You use that, it's a little flat down there, so it can really upset your car if you do use it too much, but it can also help the car turn. Cox now starting to put some distance on himself and the number 3 of Burgoyne as he looks to chase down our current leader of Max Cookson. A little bit deeper in the field, Earl Coloni coming up through the field in car number 68. Getting by DeSant. He's bringing the 42 a wrench. We saw a wrench down on pit road. They were pounding out that right front fender. Here's a work down here. Bryson Parrott runs in 15th. Chris Fortier in your 14th spot. Nathan Barth up 6th. So far, the hard charger of the race is the Beach Ridge Barbershop number 37. Up 6 spots. As he'll watch Blue Bar work underneath the number 34 of Burgess. Right there in front of him. Now we watch the number 12 of Devin Landry. He's worked to the backside of Jason Ricker. Ricker picked up the win in the last chance qualifier all the way up into your 9th spot now. He's followed the 948 of Aiden Murray. Scott Tapley back here in car number 31. He's worked around the number 68 of DeSanto. Max Cookson leads the field off at turn number 2. Garrett Lamb gets the outside wall there down the back stretch. He holds on to your 7th spot. We saw him battling the outside with Dominic Curett early on. Garrett Lamb runs here 7th. Tyler Cox, though, starting to close the gap in on your race leader down to a half second behind Max Cookson. Let's go on board and watch the driver work for a lap around the Stafford Motor Speedway with Tyler Cox. That's one lap around the racetrack now as he'll keep it a half second behind our race leader of Max Cookson. A good battle shaping up for your 5th spot is now Heathcote starting to close in to the front bumper of the number 5 of Dominic Curett. Curett runs in 6th. Garrett Lamb 7th. A little bit deeper in the field here. Good battles is now Earl Coloni going to get around the number 949 of Bryson Parrott. Evan Roy going to try to make his way back up through the field. Roy had come down pit road. Fell back. Now finds himself in the 18th position. 949 having a little bit of electrical issues. That's Bryson Parrott in car number 949. As they'll run door to door down the front stretch. Meanwhile, Nathan Barth starting to close back in on the number 12 of Landry. His heel does battle with the 34 of Burgess. Burgess looks to go up the racetrack in turn number 1. That opens the door for Landry down on the bottom of the racetrack. Corey Cobb slowed down the backstretch as he'll work to the outside of the racetrack, letting the leaders by. So Corey Cobb has gone down 1 lap to our race leader here, just 30 laps into this main event. Max Cookson still shows the way as he works off turn number 4 and down the front stretch. He'll have Alan Grass to work through as Tyler Cox keeping him honest right now, keeping him 0.3, but you'll have to wonder Is Max Cookson really pushing the car that hard, or is he kind of just riding right now? You see him painting the white line through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, they'll come down the front stretch. Grass will give way up to the outside of the racetrack. He'll allow your leaders to pass. Cookson showing away Tyler Cox in your number 2 spot. Then it is Matthew Burgoyne quietly running in your 3rd spot. Your top 3 cars have separated themselves by 3 seconds over the rest of the field. Kyle Mooney runs in your 4th spot. Dominic Curett runs 5th. 6th spot is the number 38 of Garrett Lamden. It's a great battle back here. Is now the number 9 of Rickards going to try to get underneath the 32 of Heathcote. He will do so off of turn number 4. Move Ricker into your 8th spot, as he'll go after now the 948 of Murray. Aiden Murray in that number 72 automobile. Oh, as Ricker gets loose. Off-road excursion down the backstretch. Tough break for the driver, the number 9. He'll get it pointed back in the right direction, but he falls all the way back to 14th. You saw him just get loose off of turn number 2. He will have to recover there. Nice recovery, though, as he'll work to the backside of the 68 of DeSanto. DeSanto down 1 lap to your race leaders as he races in front of the number 9 of Ricker. He'll move up the racetrack. Devin Landry starting to put pressure on the Sprite number 32 of Heathcote as they work through turns 3 and 4. Nathan Barr starting to close in on this battle for your top 10. Barth a little bit quicker. Burgess will get a good run off of turn number 2 that time. Opens up about a half a car length gap over the number 37 of Nathan Barth. Barth trying to move up the racetrack, up 7 spots so far in this main event. Tyler Cox now 1.3 seconds behind our race leaders. He'll have to work around the 31 of Scott Tapley. Tapley works the bottom of the racetrack, allows the leaders to go by. Burgoyne will get by. Burgoyne starting to close the gap back now on the 104. Tyler Cox. Gotta wonder, did Cox use up his tires early in this one? Did he get him angry? Great battle for your number 2 spot shaping up now as we go on board with Matthew Burgoyne. Oh, trouble in front of your race leader there. Corey Cobb going around. So far we stay green, but now Cox down to the inside. Max Cookson had to slam on the binders real hard. He hooked it, staying out of trouble as they wrecked in front of him. Now that puts Cox out in front of the 39. The 104, Tyler Cox works the bottom of the racetrack. Max Cookson works the upper groove. They've got him 2 by 2 in front of him. Cookson by 3/4 of a car that time will be in your number 2 spot. Is your race leader will use a pick of Parrott. Parrott becomes a pick for the 104 of Cox. Now Cookson back on the offense. Is the 104 of Cox on defense. Through turns 3 and 4 they'll come. They got Gleason Smith dead in front of them. Cookson losing the race lead in lap traffic when Corey Cobb got into trouble in turn number 3. Cox works to the inside of Gleason. Gleason will go up the racetrack, get out of this battle for your race lead. Cookson showing in your number 2 spot. Matthew Burgoyne starting to close the gap in on that battle as well. As we look high above with the TGP Enterprises blimp cam. Cookson enters a little bit higher as they work off turn number 2. Can't quite do anything with them. They got the 13 of Evan Roy that they'll work underneath down here in the turn number 3. The Night Owl Creations Epic Media sponsored number 39 right to the back bumper that time off turn number 4. Couldn't quite do anything with them. Cookson trying to find a way around Tyler Cox. That happened a few laps ago. There was trouble in turn number 3. Cookson had the check up, making an evasive move. Was able to keep the car clean, but allowed the 104 of Tyler Cox to get by. And now Cox showing the way, trying to stay in front of the 39 of Cookson. Matthew going 1.3 seconds behind this battle for your race lead as they still rage on. Mooney still is in 4th. Currett runs 5th. Garrett Lamb is 6th. Corey Bubar, Aiden Murray, Landry, and Burgess rounding out your top 10. Cookson hard in the outside wall on the turn number 3. He keeps it pointed in the right direction. See if that hurts his performance of that 39 as they work down the front stretch. Corey Cobb in front of your race leaders in car number 24. Tyler Cox will work to the bottom of the racetrack. Cox runs the middle. Cobb will now work up the racetrack. That allows the 104 of Cox by. Yellow flag going to come out, though, as it looks like Nathan Barth involved here. With the number 37 along with the number 32 of Heathcote. Those two cars involved here in our second yellow of the evening. Let's take a look back and see what happened to the 37 of Nathan Barth. See, Barth just got around the 32 of Heathcote down here. Got a little bit loose. One car. Oh, the 68 of DeSanto was loose in front of Barth. Barth nowhere to go. Up and over. Sticks to landing. Able to drive away. Let's go on board and see it from the roof cam. With Nathan Barth with the American Heart Association that's on board. You see DeSanto, hard contact, got into the side of Burgess and up the racetrack, and up and over goes the 37 of Barth. Jacob Heathcote right there behind him as well. Down the back stretch. You see DeSanto get upside down, and then there's nowhere to go, and hard contact to the front ends of these race cars. Because now everybody's coming down pit road. Max Cookson down pit road and coming off pit road right now as we are back live. So almost everybody's coming down pit road at this juncture of the race. But Tyler Cox stays out along with Chris Fortier. So they'll be in the front of this race when the green flag comes back out. Max Cookson, I would believe, took all 4 of his tires, if not to his right sides, on pit road. So your top 4 cars right now. Tyler Cox is your race leader. Chris Fortier stays out. He will restart in your number 2 position. Aaron Rich, we saw him on pit road earlier to fix some damage on the Strictly Racing number 42. Then it's Mario Earl Coloni in car number 41. Rides in 4th. Those are the 4 cars that did not come down pit road this time for this yellow flag number 2. Max Cookson and Matthew Burgoyne come out next. That's 5th and 6th. 7th spot is Garrett Lamb. Dominic Currett is in your 8th spot, respectfully. Devin Landry, car number 12, runs 9th, and it's Ashton Burgess, and that rounds out your top 10. Aiden Murray, car number 948 in the 72, runs 11th. Kyle Mooney runs 12th. Corey Bubar is 13th. Jason Ricker, Gleason Smith, Nathan Barth. Rounding out your 16 cars left on the lead lap is now the field will work off of turn number 4. Green flag in the hand of our chief starter, Barney, the flag man. Green flag is up and we're back underway, just past the 1/3 mark of this 150 lap contest. Being brought to us by TGP Enterprises. And as fast as we went green, we are back to yellow flag here. I believe the number 5 of Dominic Curett was involved with this one. Let's take a look back here and see what happened. Good start down in the turn one. Oh, tries to cut down. Oh, net code. I hate to use that word, but net code. You can see the distance between the cars. And up and over goes the 5. And, well, he ended up being a turtle down in turn number 1. Let's take a higher look up on the side of this one. He saw that the outside row, Earl Coloni spun the tires. That allowed the little bit of a check up, and just around goes the 5, and he'll get hit by Nathan Barth, and Ricker also involved in that one. And the 5 of Curett ends up on his lid. Not how you like to be. As now pit stops are happening as Chris Fortier going to come down pit road underneath this yellow flag number 3. Crew jumps over the wall and they'll go to work on the Bruce Coulter Carpentry. Thayer's Automotive number 23. Right side's going on that race car. So he'll get all 4 fresh Mr. Goodfields on the number 23 and he'll be down and away. So Tyler Cox showing the way. He's out there on 60 lap old tires. Same with Aaron Wrench. Max Cookson came down on the previous yellow and took his tires. Fixed some of that damage on the right front of the number 39 of Cookson's car. Earl Coloni will start in the 4th spot. Garrett Lamb is 5th. 6th spot will be Matthew Burgoyne. Devin Landry, Aiden Murray, Corey Bubar, and Aston Burgess rounding out your top 10. One car outside of a top 10 run so far here tonight early on in this event, not quite to halfway. Here's the number 8 of Gleason Smith. Then the 37 of Nathan Barth runs in your 12th spot. Chris Fortier will restart in your 13th spot here as the field doubles up behind the pace car. We'll go back green flag racing. Jason Ricker is 14th. Kyle Mooney and Bryson Parrott rounding out your top 14. Ready to go back green flag racing this time. Tyler Cox showing the way with Aaron Wrench to his outside. And a jam-packed field here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And green flag is back out. Aaron Wrench going to get the lead down in the turn number 1, but here comes Tyler Cox. Cox back down to the inside. Now it'll be a 3 wide off of turn number 2. They'll settle it back to 2x2 behind the number 104 of Cox, but it'll be the 39 of Max Cookson using the apron of the racetrack. Side by side for your race lead. Cox at the line will lead lap 63. Working lap 64, it'll be the 39 of Cookson jumping back to your race lead over the 104 of Cox. Garrett Lamb up to your 3rd spot. Here comes Matthew Burgoyne. He'll work underneath Wrench into turn number 3. Off of 4, it'll be Burgoyne into 3rd. Is now Wrench still stuck to the outside. He's fallen back to your 6th spot. Make it 7th as Corey Bubar will work underneath the strictly the racing number 42. Wrench and run will settle into your 7th spot right in front of the 72 of Murray. Gleason Smith up to your 9th spot on that restart as they got him battling back here. Earl Colani is involved in a great battle. This is for your 11th and 12th spot. Cure up the racetrack. We saw him upside down. He's trying to get as much time as he can. Corey Cobb slow on the backstretch. We stay green for the time being. Riker down to the inside. It'll be door to door off turn number 4. Remember, Earl Colini has not come down pit road yet. So they work off a turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Evan Roy will get on by. The 949 of Parrott runs in your 16th spot. Earl Colini working the outside of the racetrack as Max Cookson shows the way. Tyler Cox runs in your number 2 spot as he's got Matthew Burgoyne now starting to put pressure on him. Is now the 12 of Landry starting to work underneath. The number 38 of Lamb. Lamb to the outside. Here comes Corey Bubar. Bubar going to take a look to the inside and turn number 3. One car going around in front. They split him. That's the 104 Tyler Cox. Somehow everybody so far has missed the 104 of Tyler Cox, as he will get pointed in the right direction, but a heartbreaker for the driver who is running second. I would have to think there might have been some contact to send around the 104. But we will have to see once the truck tells us they have the replay, and they do. So let's take a look at the TGP Enterprises replay here of the 4th yellow flag. See Cox working down the back stretch. He's got Matthew Burgoyne to the back bumper. Burgoyne takes a bid to the inside, and just slight contact to the left rear quarter of the 104, and everybody gets around him. Let's take one more look at it. We'll ride on board with Garrett Lamb as he watches the battle. Watch this driving here. With Landry, they see the car spin and quick decision and whoop right around to the outside. So Landry and Lamb will live to see another day. Unfortunately for the 104, he has been down on pit road, down and away. Well, we're underneath our 4th yellow flag of the evening. We're going to take a moment. We'll step away. We'll be right back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back here to the Stafford Motor Speedway. You are watching the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series Round 8, being brought to you by TGP Enterprises. TGP Enterprises is your one-stop shop if you need municipal plowing, street or parking lot sweeping, or catch basin cleaning. Out of Carmel, Maine, it's 848-2284. Field doubling up behind the pace car as we will get ready to go back green flag racing here in our 150 lap main event. We will get the cross flag momentarily. We were slowed for the 4th time after contact between the 3 of Burgoyne and the 104 of Tyler Cox. Everybody was able to keep it off of Cox. We're back green flag racing. Is now Burgoyne and Cookson will battle it out for your race lead down in the turn number 1. Burgoyne trying to use the outside of the racetrack. He'll try to pin down the 39 of Cookson, but Cookson too good on the bottom. Jumps out to your race lead. Burgoyne runs in your number 2 spot. Devin Landry now up to 3rd. He has rallied here tonight. Corey Bubar up 10 spots as he'll work the outside of the 38 of Garrett Lamb. He'll give that spot away, but Lamb on the bottom of the racetrack. Bubar falls back to 5th. Here comes Murray in the car number 72. Murray trying to make it inside the top 5. He'll settle into your 6th spot now as they race down here just past the halfway point of tonight's 150 lap main event. Plenty of time left to go here for stuff to happen. Landry runs in your second spot. 1 spot is Murray in 6th. 7th spot is Gleason Smith. Aaron Wrench starting to make his charge back towards the front of the field. He runs in your 8th spot. Ashton Burgess quietly running inside the top 10 all race long. He's up 7 spots from his 16th starting spot. And Tyler Cox, we saw him be fast early on in this feature event. After contact between himself and the 3 upper going, and then it'll look like he'll move inside the top 10. He is trying to get back to the front as fast as he can. He knows the laps are against him. A little bit of bumper contact to the backside of Burgess that moves him up the racetrack. That allows the Cox mobile by the 34 of Burgess. So move Cox into 9th. Nathan Barth rebounding nicely. He's trying to battle to the backside now of the 34. Kind of wonder if the radiator has enough airflow in the American Heart Association number 37. Now Cox going to the inside of Aaron Wrench. Cox now moves up to 8th spot. Move Wrench back to 9th. Meanwhile, Matthew Burgoyne's keeping the number 39 of Cookson on, as we saw this earlier on with Tyler Cox. Cox was able to apply pressure, but then Cookson was able to click the jets and put on afterburn. Those two battled out. Landry runs in your number 2 spot. Down the front stretch they come. 1 car sideways. Oh, Cox is going to go around. Tyler Cox down in the grass. He'll come back out on the speedway. We stay green, but all that ground that Tyler Cox had just made up, he'll fall back to 12th. As he comes back out onto the racetrack in front of the number 9 of Jason Wicker. Let's take a look back and see what happened to Tyler Cox. See him work underneath the number 8 of Gleason Smith. Oh, Smith just got loose and then just tried to catch it. And the 104 aided in that. Nothing that Gleason Smith did wrong, but just a tough break for the 104. As now Burgoyne runs in second, starting to lose touch with your race leader, half second back. Devin Landry runs third. Garrett Lamb is in your 4th spot. 5th spot is Corey Bubar. 6th spot belongs to Murray in car number 72. Then it's the number 8 of Smith. Wrench Burgess is under attack now. He's trying to move from 9th to 8th around the Strictly Racing number 42 of Wrench. Oh, contact, and around Wrench will go. Tough break for Aaron Wrench. Burgess said, it's time to go, son. Get out of the way. Gave him the 3-tap Teddy rule. And the third one around went Aaron Wrench. Kyle Mooney now to the outside. We've got him jammed up here off of turn number 4. 3 wide off of turn number 4. Make it almost 4 wide. Oh, 1 car going to get hooked. That's the 104 at Cox. He'll get into Barth. They're up the racetrack. Somehow we keep it pointed in the right direction, but Tyler Cox got hooked there. That was an exciting moment on the front stretch there. We saw Kyle Mooney down there. He came off the corner 4 wide. Something had to give. And unfortunately, Nathan Barth and Tyler Cox getting the worst of that. Now Mooney working around to the outside of the number 5 of Carrot. Remember, Carrot was up on his lid a little while ago. He is down laps to your race leader. He races side by side with a 92 of Murray. Nathan Barth is 10th. Tyler Cox up to 11th now, as he'll try to work back to the front of this one. Jason Rickers 11th. 13th spot is Mario Uracoloni. And car number 41. Bryson Parrott runs in your 14th spot, followed by the number 42 of Aaron Wrench. Remember, Wrench went through the spin cycle off turn number 4 just a few laps ago. And the final car on the lead lap is the 23 of Chris Fortier. Down one circuit to your race leader is the 13 of Evan Royce. He'll work through some lap traffic. That number 13 of Roy. Dominic Currett also on the same lap. They are battling. Currett down 2 laps, to your race leader. So 16 cars remain on the lead lap now as they work off of turn number 2. Cookson working down in the turn number 1. He's still got Burgoyne close in tow. Here as we close in on lap 95. They'll come off turn number 4, put 94 into the books, work lap 95. This one coming to a close in a hurry. Chris Fortier, the final car on the lead lap, right in front of your race leader of Max Cookson. Down the back stretch they come. Fortier will go to the outside, and it allows your race leaders to get on by. Devin Landry runs in your third spot. He is a full 2 seconds behind that battle for your race lead. As now we are going to be slowed for the 5th time. Kyle Mooney has gone around in car number 92. So our 5th yellow flag coming out here of the evening. Let's take a look back and see what happened to the driver out of Auburn, Maine. Tyler Cox gets down to the inside a little bit sideways up the racetrack. Oh, just contact between the 2 drivers, and Mooney will go around. So this contact there. Between those 2 drivers, remember there's no love lost there. Those two drivers were really involved when they were 4 wide off turn number 4. As we come back live now. Max Cookson up on the front of this one. See him working the bottom of the racetrack. A lot of marbles being laid down now. A lot of tire wear. That's going to let the field reel back into your race leaders. They had opened up a 2-second gap over 3rd place of Devin Landry. Landry runs in 3rd, the driver out of Augusta, Maine, with the Seacoast Security Fortitude Fitness Shed City Pro Concrete. Number 12 runs in 3rd. 4th spot, Garrett Lamb, the Night Owl Creations, number 38. You're running in 2021, and he'll be a past mod driver and a former champion up at the Beach Ridge Speedway. He's won at the Oxford Plains Speedway, and he's really looking forward to the 2021 season, as I believe a lot of us are. I'm really looking forward to getting back out to a racetrack here very shortly, once we can. Corey Bubar in car number 112, the driver out of Wyndham, runs in 5th. 1 spot out of the top 5 is the number 72. That is Aiden Murray. Gleason Smith runs in 7th. Aston Burgess will restart in the 8th spot. Tyler Cox will restart 9th. And Nathan Barth has cracked the top 10. His night, if you asked him, he would probably just say eventful. He's been through the grass, he's been into the wall, he's been turned sideways. He's had cars come up with him, and he's also been upside down and stuck the landing. He finds himself in the 10th position. 50 laps to go. This time off of turn number 4. Green flag getting ready to be back displayed. They come off of turn number 4. Green flag is up. Barney will wave the green flag down here in the turn number 1. They will come. Cookson with a good jump into turn number 2. And they'll now have Burgoyne. Landry's going to hold off the 38. But now Garrett Lamb has Corey Bubar to his inside. Bubar trying to take away that 4th spot as one car sideways. That was a 72 of Murray. He was sideways. As now Tyler Cox will crack the top 5. Tyler Cox up to your 5th spot now as he'll move into 5th around the number 38 of Garrett Lamb. He looks to chase down the number 112 of Corey Bubar. Garrett Lamb relegated back to 6th. Jason Ricker is 7th. Gleason Smith is 8th. Then it's Ashton Burgess in 9th. And rounding out your top 10, the 92 of Kyle Mooney. Murray still working the outside. He's got the 5 of Curate to his inside. Nathan Barth going to try to follow the number 5 of Curate through. They'll make contact off the corner as Murray gets sideways. Earl Colaney going to go down through the grass here on the backstretch. He'll get pointed and get back out on the racetrack. That was an evasive move to stay out of the trouble. Meanwhile, up on the front of this one, it is Cookson showing the way. Burgoyne in your number 2 spot. He really throws it down in hard off of turn number 4. It'll be Cookson, but he's got company. Max Cookson up on the front of this one as we show, looking back at the number 3 of Matthew Burgoyne. Burgoyne trying to make a move to the inside. Can't quite make it stick that time. Landry working down the backstretch in 3rd. Tyler Cox up to 4th as he's gotten around the 112 of Bubar. Everybody's pretty much single filing it out here. Let's go a little bit back further. There's Aiden Murray is now side by side with Nathan Barth, and this is a battle for 11th spot. They've got the 42 of Wrench closing in on this battle as well. The brake rotors are glowing here today at Stafford. Barth back on the gas pedal. He'll try to keep it down low. No contact so far between these two. Still door to door. That time Barth up the racetrack. That'll move Murray up the racetrack. Here comes Wrench. 3-car battle for 11th spot. Side by side, Wrench now going to take it down to the inside. Keoli try to make it 3 wide. He will not. Murray kisses the outside wall. He'll contact with the 37 of Barth, and Barth up the racetrack. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. Without skipping a beat, they almost come out side by side once again, but now they will go single file behind Evan Roy. That allowed Burgess to step away, but he's got Kyle Mooney. They battle with the 8 of Smith. This is the battle for 8th spot on the racetrack. No change up front. Cookson still leads over Burgoyne. Cox has now moved into your number 3 spot. Does he have enough time to chase down your leaders? Tyler Cox driving like a man possessed out there. He's been in a couple incidents, got turned, sent to the rear. And he is coming up through the field. He's made quick work of it also. Devin Landry back to 4th. Corey Bubar 5th. 6th is Garrett Lamb as they work in the turn number 3. Down the front stretch they come. It'll be lap 115. They're working. So 35 laps to go here in this one. This one's quickly coming to a close. Burgoyne now about a 3-car length disadvantage behind Max Cookson. Cox is in your number 3 spot. He is trying to close in the gap, but it is kind of settled out at 1.7 seconds behind your race leader. Down the backstretch they roll, and we got some action with Parrott having some more electrical issues. See races with the 23, Chris Fortier. Here into the turn number 1, that is the number 39 of Cookson. Trouble for your race leader in lap traffic once again. That allows Burgoyne to get by. Matthew Burgoyne going to get by the number 39 of Cookson down to the bottom. They throw the block. They'll come off the corner, door to door. A little bit of contact off turn number 4. Burgoyne with the momentum. He'll hold on to your race lead. Cookson throws it down low. Matthew Burgoyne to the outside as this battle rages on. It allows the 104 of Cox to close in. Cookson down to the inside. He's got the preferred line around the Stafford Motorsports Speedway as they work off turn number 4. Still door to door in the turn number 1. Here comes Tyler Cox. Cox throws it in there. Now it'll be the 3 of Burgoyne trying to cross over Cookson. Couldn't quite do it that time off the corner, but it'll be Cookson holding on to your race lead there after trouble in lap traffic for the second time. Cost him the race lead. Burgoyne now trying to hold on to second. He's got a very hard charging number 104. Tyler Cox breathing down his neck. Let's go inboard with the 104, Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox runs in your third spot. This is all happening about 2 seconds in front of the 4th place Landry, who's got his hands full as this battle for your race lead settles for the moment. Let's go back here. Corey Bubar all over the back bumper of the 12 of Landry. And they've got Garrett Lamb close in tow as well. Yellow flag coming out. The 68 of Dan DeSanto has gone around here bringing out our yellow flag for the 6th time. Let's take a look back and see what happened to DeSanto. In between the 92 of Murray and the 34 of Burgess there, down in the corner. And Murray going to go down to the inside and just contact with the 68 of DeSanto. And around the low. Oh, Curate nowhere to go. Murray also involved. DeSanto trying to get off of the racing surface so he wouldn't get hit like that, and there's nowhere to go. As we go on board with Murray down in the corner, you see him just get to the back of him, and around he will go. And that'll bring out our 6th yellow of the evening, so the field pacing behind there. Things got exciting there just a little bit ago as they were in heavy lap traffic, and Cookson kind of had nowhere to go. As Chris Fortier will get the lucky dog, the easy pass. He'll get back onto the lead lap here with your race leaders with just 25 laps to go. Cookson is your race leader. 2nd spot is Burgoyne. 3rd is Tyler Cox. 4th will be the number 12 of Devin Landry. Corey Bubar rounding out your top 5. 6th spot is Garrett Lamb. 7th spot, it'll go to the number 9 of Jason Ricker. Aaron Wrench has rallied nicely to be inside the top 10 in 8th. 9th spot will be the 43 of Ashton Burgess. And rounding out your top 10, the number 8 of Gleason Smith. 1 spot of a top 10 run is the number 72 of Aiden Murray. Outside, and 12th will be the 37 of Nathan Barth. Chris Fortier on the lead lap. Kyle Mooney is in 15th, but I believe he has gotten an EOL penalty here on track for being his involvement in this last yellow flag. Mario Earl Colini runs 16th. 17th is Evan Roy, Dominic Curett, Alan Grass, Dan DeSanto, Corey Cobb, and Jacob Heathcote is the rounds out your field. Looks like Heathcote and Cobb have both retired from tonight's race, so unfortunately their night has come to an end. Along with the number 31 of Scott Tapley. Lights are out, field doubling up as we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. This time off of turn number 4. It'll be 21 laps to go at the line. Who's it going to be? Matthew Burgoyne trying to go back to back. Max Cookson trying to get into the win column. Green flag is up, spinning the tires was Landry. He'll get around the 104 of Cox. Good battle down here in the corner. Burgoyne going to try to cross over. Can't quite do it. That opens the inside line for the 104 of Cox. Cox will throw it down into the inside of Matthew Burgoyne. They're going to try to go 3 wide off of turn number 4. Cox and Burgoyne side by side as they battle for second. This allows Cookson to get out in front. Now the 104 of Cox has moved around Burgoyne. Burgoyne back to third. Landry down to the inside. He'll have position on the number 3 of Burgoyne. Burgoyne using the outside racetrack. One car loose. That was the 104 of Cox. He got loose. That allows the 3 of Burgoyne back by. Landry now shuffled to the outside as he'll work to the outside of Cox. Here comes Bubar. And the yellow flag has come out again for the 7th time. As we've got big trouble down on the front stretch. It involved this man, the number 8 of Gleason Smith, who is running inside the top 10. Let's see what happened to the driver out of New England. Racing with the number 72. Oh, just got loose down and off the corner. You see Aaron Wrench down there as well. He'll slide up. Oh, contact with Barth, and around they will go. With Bryson Parrott as well involved. Dan DeSanto's night getting a little bit worse. Let's take a look at it one more time with a different camera angle down the front stretch. Oh, Garrett Lamb got into the 42, and it was kind of an evasive move. And before you knew it, he knew he was not going to make that corner. Got to the side of the number 37 of Barth. And the track was a parking lot down here in turn number 3. Those two guys down on pit road here now. Chris Fortier coming back down pit roads. The field rolls through turns 3 and 4. As they do so, we're going to take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Main Sim Racing Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back here to the Stafford Motor Speedway here for the TGP Enterprises 150 coming to a close here. 15 laps remain. And it's been a barn burner. We saw Max Cookson have some trouble. He's taking the lead from the green flag, but we've seen Tyler Cox get by in some lap traffic issues. Matthew Burgoyne also getting around by Max Cookson when the track was blocked. Cookson holds on to your race lead as the yellow lights go out around the speedway in what is a jam-packed facility. You could not pack another person into the stands. It's standing room only. And these drivers are putting on a show for everybody out there. Hopefully you're enjoying it out there on YouTube and on the Facebook. Please hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate their efforts here tonight. Hit subscribe on the channel on the YouTube side and get notification every time the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series goes green flag racing. We're going to go back green flag racing this time off turn number 4. Green flag is up and we're back underway. Cookson was ready to go. He'll clear the field down to the turn number 1. Tyler Cox works to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll have the 3 of Burgoyne to his outside down the back stretch. Cox and Burgoyne side by side. It'll be Cox moving to second. In the turn number 4 they come. It'll be Cookson. 12 laps to go. Does Tyler Cox have anything left in the tank? The challenge for the race lead. We're going back to third. Fourth spot is Corey Bubars. Now Jason Ricker and Garrett Lamb will do battle door to door. They'll come off the turn number 4. It'll be side by side action with Aaron Wrench in tow. Ricker up the racetrack, Lamb back down low now as they work down the backstretch. Wrench to the inside of Ricker. Ricker doing a good job hanging on to the outside. The bottom starting to prevail though now they'll make contact off the corner. Ricker into the outside wall. Nathan Barthen, car number 37 is going to move past Ricker. That'll put Barthen to 9th. Ricker still going in the wrong direction. He's got Aston Burgess to his back pocket. Now the 5 of Curate coming into the fray. Murray works underneath the number 42 of Wrench. Couldn't quite do anything with him. No change up front. Still Tyler Cox is running in your number 2 spot, all behind the number 39 of Cookson. He'll have 8 laps to go, this time off turn number 4. A little bit deeper in the action here. Errol Kalani working back here behind the number 949 of Parrott and the number 8 of Gleason Smith involved. Gleason Smith going to go through the spin cycle. He'll go down low. He'll roll it up, so tough break for the driver, the number 8. Battle for second rages on behind the number 39 of Cookson. 7 to go. Burgoyne runs in third. Fourth spot now, Corey Bubar. He's come into play to this one late in the show. Can he make it onto the podium here tonight? Max Cookson up 0.6 seconds, 0.6 of a second lead over the 104 Tyler Cox. Cookson showing away. He just saw the high 5 sign from Barney the Flagman. 5 laps to go. He'll work down the backstretch. Cookson showing away now as they work down here. Cox down to the low, running the defensive line over the number 3 of Burgoyne, trying to hold on to second. Third spot is Burgoyne. Fourth spot is Corey Bubar. He's trying to mount an attack one last time with 3 laps to go, this time off 4. 1.5 miles left to go for Cookson as he's got some lap traffic in front of him. So he works down the backstretch. That's the 08 of Alan Grass that the leaders will encounter off of turn number 4. Cox and Burgoyne still doing battle. The 108 in front of Cookson will move to the outside now. He'll make some contact with the outside retaining wall. 2 laps to go. Cookson through turns 3 and 4. He'll come off turn 4. White flag will fly. Final trip around the speedway for the number 39 of Cookson. Down the backstretch they come for the final time. Cookson trying to go to victory lane once again in the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air. Checkered flag is up. We will see checkered flag. Cookson will pick up the win. Cox will finish second. Third will go to the number 3 of Burgoyne. Fourth will go to Corey Bubar, Landry, Lamb, Wrench, Murray, Mooney, and Nathan Barth will hold on to a top 10 finish here tonight. But it's all the number 39 of Max Cookson picking up the win. he held off Tyler Cox and Matthew Burgoyne. He had to do it through some lap traffic, some adversity his way as he burns it down here on the front stretch. As he does that, we'll be right back here with our post-race show being brought to us tonight by TGP Enterprises. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air 150.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Stafford Motor Speedway with the TGP Enterprises post-race show. And we are down here in Victory Lane with none other than tonight's feature event winner, Max Cookson. And Max, to say that was easy, I would be lying about that because you had your handful out there. Talk us through that race, and especially with your battles through lap traffic.
Yeah, they got the early lead there, and then had a car spin out in front of me, and I checked way up, and Tyler ended up getting by me and battled with him for a few laps, and then the yellow came out, and we came down and pit, and found my way to the lead again, and then just tried to ride and save as much as I could until the end of it.
Stafford, always a tough racetrack there. When you got into lap traffic late there, and Burgoyne got back underneath you in turn number 1 and 2, what was going through your head? You stayed calm and collected there, but you know how fast Burgoyne is week in and week out. Were you in a hurry to get back by him?
Yeah, I kind of picked the wrong lane with some lap cars there, and he ended up getting underneath me, and got back under him going down the back stretch there, and then into 3 I kind of sent it in there pretty hard, but was able to get back around him.
Well, overall, it was a good race for you. You started on the outside of the front row in that outside starting spot. I kind of thought you might be a sitting duck there, but you proved me wrong once again, as you always do, it seems like. But what a great race. So we have a week off, and then we head to the ultimate short track, not Bristol, but South Boston, and we all know how South Boston can be. How will you be at South Boston in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, I should be. That's a pretty fun racetrack. Usually the second groove comes in pretty good there, so that'll definitely be a fun race.
Well, you had a great race here tonight, and before we let you go, who makes it all possible for you?
I just got to give a thanks to Sean for putting this whole deal on. You guys for broadcasting, Epic Media, and everyone for watching.
Well, there you have it. Congratulations on your win here tonight, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Congratulations once again. That is Max Cookson, tonight's feature event winner here on TGP Enterprise Night. And finishing in second, I won't say again, but runner-up here tonight to Max Cookson is the one and only, or third spot. He's not runner-up. He'll come home third. Will be Matthew Burgoyne. Finishing second was Tyler Cox. And Matt, you and Tyler had won quite of a battle out there all race long.
Yeah, I didn't quite mean to get into him there going into turn 3, but I had fresher tires on, and I kind of had my nose in there a little bit, and I thought he was going to give me the bottom. And by the time I realized, the braking zone so late here, so when I realized he was closing the door, I had already committed to the bottom there and kind of just racing. He got the short of the stick, but it was nice to see him to put tires on and come back and get a good second place finish.
You had a nice battle there. You saw lap traffic coming into play in these long runs. How tricky was the track conditions tonight?
The track was definitely on the warmer side, so it was really slick. I had to be really careful on the braking because the car would get really loose on entry. Lap traffic got very interesting there a couple times, but it made it. It definitely made the race pretty fun, and yeah, it was a blast.
Well, we're off next week after 3 weeks' time. You guys get to go home, go into the shop, and kind of get the cars ready for the last 2 races of the season. You came in with a nice, healthy points lead. Should extend that over tonight's racing activities. But we go to South Boston for a 125-lap contest on February 24th, which then will lead us to Oxford on Saturday, March 6th. These last 2 races, they're not easy by any means, and a lot can happen, especially at South Boston.
Yes, South Boston it's a tight, bumpy track, and on the longer runs, the 2-groove really will start to come in. Haven't been there since they changed the tire model on iRacing, so I'm kind of curious how the 2-groove comes in. But it should be pretty fun to race that, and then the Oxford, that's going to be hot and slick, and 250 laps is going to be a long time.
Definitely will be. But before we let you go here tonight, congratulations on finishing in the podium here. Once again, who makes it all possible to get you here to the racetrack every week?
I gotta thank my wife for letting me spend time on the sim, and she let me go out buy a late model, so now we got a real life late model to work on. We'll probably work on that on our off week. I gotta thank Sean for putting on these races, and thank you for broadcasting.
There you have it. That is your third place finisher tonight, the number 3 of Matthew Burgoyne. He will finish in spot number 3 as we head to South Boston in 2 weeks' time. You see the ticker running there on the top where your driver's finish. Let's take a look at the unofficial results from tonight from the TGP Enterprises 150, and this was the consolation. We saw Jason Ricker there. We'll find out where he finished up. Here's the feature results. Max Cookson picking up the win, holding off Tyler Cox and Matthew Burgoyne in your third spot. Corey Bubar will finish 4th. Devin Landry 5th. Garrett Lamb, Aaron Wrench, Aiden Murray will come home 8th. Kyle Mooney and Nathan Barth rounding out your top 10. Ashton Burgess and Jason Ricker will come home 11th and 12th. 13th spot will go to Mario Iro-Coloni. And then it is Brian Parrott, Gleason Smith, Chris Fortier, Evan Roy, and Dominic Currett rounding out your top 18. Rounding out the rest of the field here tonight was the number 68, Dan DeSanto. Alan Grass will come home 20th. Corey Cobb, Scott Tapley, Jacob Heathcote, Nicholas Wilson, and Shane Lake rounding out here tonight. Your field, we had 28 cars signed in to do battle. They're off for a week. They'll bound out the dents. They'll get everything pointed in the right direction. And they will see you in 2 weeks' time. February 24th, we'll be back under action at the South Boston Speedway for Bruce Coulter Carpentry Night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You have been watching the Mainely Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we remind you that if you have any heating or air conditioning needs, Mainely Ducting, Heating, and Air is your one-spot shop there. They can help you fix up, whether it be services on your current systems or if you need a whole new one designed. here, or you just need help with some maintenance, they can help you. Look up Mainely Ducting, Heating, and Air. Here tonight. Tonight's sponsor was TGP Enterprises, and they will be busy here at the Stafford Motor Speedway cleaning up all the rubber built up on the outside of the racetrack. As they specialize in street and parking lot sweeping, catch basin cleaning, and a little bit more relevant right now, it'll be the municipal plowing out on the surface. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast here tonight. Once again, my name is Al Smith. I am the boss man here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We will see you in 2 weeks' time at the South Boston Speedway. But until then, keep the racing on the racetrack, and we'll see you then.